Hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and this is race number 13 in the 2016 Haas IndyCar Series. We are here at the Kentucky Speedway for the Kentucky 80K, 34 laps around this 1.5 mile speedway, and the championship battle is really heating up. We got Elijah Gordon in the points lead by only 12 points ahead of Davey Johnson. Nathan Stapleton is 26 points back off the points lead. You got Chris Dodd and Matt Tuck not too far behind. Of course, you guys will see the points at the end of this video after this race is completed. But after this race, we only have 2 races left in the season, and this championship battle is definitely going to heat up here near the end of the season here. But anyways, let's go ahead and get to the starting lineup for this one. All right, Cameron Gaju getting a point towards the championship, starting on the pole here for this race. Alongside him, it's the 18 of Stuart Gretton. Then we have our winner at Richmond, Ryan Madden, and our winner at Chicagoland, the winner of the last race here in the Haas IndyCar Series, Matt Deal in the number 20. We have Nathan Stapleton in the 98, who comes into this race third in the points. Davey Johnson comes into this race second in the points. Garrett Pick, Josh Marzak, Alice Johannes, Marty Johnson, Ryan Searless, Nicholas Samadio, Audra Baranowskis, Nicholas Gretton, Josh Crash, Tyler Selzman, Christian Master, Matt Tuck, Chris Dodd. Matt Tuck and Chris Dodd are 4th and 5th in the points. Elijah Gordon comes into this race the points leader. He has been the points leader ever since we left the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the Indianapolis 250. He has been in the points lead ever since that race. He's doing a good job in this 34, but he's got a lot of things to do if he wants to keep this championship lead and get the championship. Cameron Garlington, Noah Clifton, Matt Dalio, James Richardson, and Devin Cook round out the rest of the field. And that is the starting lineup here for the Kentucky 80K at the Kentucky Speedway in Sparta, Kentucky. I like this version of the Kentucky Speedway. I'm not entirely sure how the new version is like. Really haven't seen any true pictures of it. I know the track is a little darker, but yeah, I really like this version of the Kentucky Speedway. It's nice, you know, but I'll miss it, you know. The good thing is it still lives on in NR 2003, and you can still race here as long as you want to. Yeah, the PTA physics work a lot better here than the Cup physics and all that. So that's why we can have a race here, and it'd be good. And that race is going to start right now. 34 laps of action, and we're green flag racing at Kentucky. So we will most likely have pit stops in this race. All depends on how things go here. If we get a lot of cautions, we may not necessarily have any. It's definitely going to be interesting to see how that all plays out. Matt Thiel was able to get to the inside of Cameron Gaju, but here comes Davey Johnson already to the lead, and Garrett Pick in the 11 to the inside of Davey Johnson. Oh, I don't know who led that lap. I think it was Garrett Pick who led the first lap. We'll see. Yes, it was Garrett Pick who led lap number 1 here at Kentucky, and already you can see the way they pass here at the Kentucky Speedway. They do a lot of passing here at this racetrack. It is crazy. But hey, you know what? Wildcard races are kind of fun, especially when you got these fast Indy cars. There goes Matt Chuck to the inside of Josh Crash. Here comes Cameron Garlington in the 77. Both the 77 and the 27 are in the hunt for the championship. Garlington comes into this race 6th in the points. Matt Tuck, I think, comes in 5th. Matt Dalio's had a pretty decent season as well in the number 14, trying to grab his 3rd championship on Napa Fan. Dalio is a little ways behind, though. I think he's 10th in the points, so he might not have a good shot at getting the championship at this point. But Garrett Pick in the number 11, keeping the 11 out front. He has led all 3 laps so far in this race. That's quite unprecedented for a track like this, but hey, Garrett Pick's figuring it out here at the Kentucky Speedway. There goes Audra Baranowskis in the number 10 to the inside of the 11, and she's going to be able to take the lead from Garrett Pick. Here comes Richardson. Here comes points leader Elijah Gordon. Tyler Selzman almost making it 5 wide. And even though this track is kind of wide, I don't think it's wide enough for 5 wide. We got 4 wide back in here. That's usually not a good thing. Elijah Gordon is taking the lead, but you definitely want to watch for this here. It might not necessarily end too well, and it won't. Chris Down around, and we're going to crash down the back. Master in the wall. Nicholas Gratton, we got a car upside down. Matt Tuck involved. Garrett Pick involved. Noah Clifton went upside down. Nicholas Gratton, 3rd in the points. Nathan Stapleton involved, and Christian Master, and that's the pace car. Elijah Gordon won the race back to the line in our first caution here in the Kentucky 80K involving Nicholas Grattan, Garrett Pick, who led the first three laps of this race. Chris Dodd, who I think might come into this race 4th in the points. Yeah, Chris Dodd comes into this race 4th in the points. And also involves Stapleton, Matt Tuck, and Christian Master. Well, that's definitely a game changer there. And they're coming down the pit road to complete lap number 6 here. And the first set of pit stops in this race. I say the first set because we are coming in rather early here. I'm not entirely sure if they can make it to the end of the race on this one stop here. We're going to follow with Elijah Gordon and see where he comes out in relation to everybody else. And then we'll go ahead and review the crash that happened to bring out the first caution here in the Kentucky 80K. And it does appear that the 34 is having some trouble on his pit stop. And the driver who is going to win the race off of the pit road is going to be the number 28 of Ryan Madden. But anyways, let's go ahead and review the crash that brought out the first caution here at the Kentucky Speedway. So we're going to go ahead and review this through the spectator cam. A lot of the camera angles at this racetrack are a little far away here, but still. See Chris Dodd kind of get up in the Christian Master, and Master had Salzman to his outside, and that's just not enough room for anybody. And you see Master come down there on Nicholas Grattan. Grattan got into Marty Johnson. And you see those guys got to get up into the wall. And, yeah, nowhere to go for a lot of these guys. I think Salzman avoided major contact. So did Richardson and a lot of those guys, actually. However, Noah Clifton in the 17 went upside down. You see you get into Garrett Pick there. And Matt Tuck. Matt Tuck almost went upside down. You see Nathan Stapleton. The big guys involved in this one are Chris Dodd, Matt Tuck, and Nathan Stapleton because they are up there in the point standings. And this is definitely going to hurt their chances of possibly getting a championship. And tough break for those guys there. But yeah, a lot of cars torn up there entering turn number 3. And a lot of these guys might be done for the day. A replay of this in real time here. Chris Dodd, they're almost going 5 wide. And, yeah, just too close for comfort. See, Nicholas Grattan went hard into the outside wall there, and you see Clifton go upside down. Matt Tuck, Garrett Pick was leading the first 3 laps of this race. He looked pretty strong in that 11, but doesn't look like he's going to get anything done today. And Chris Dodd, who won at Texas Motor Speedway, another 1.5 mile track we've gone through this season, he's also involved, coming into this race 4th in the points. And I cannot remember the last time we went on the roof cam to review a crash. But hey, you know what? We're back and doing it here. On board Noah Clifton for this one. You see Chris Dodd go around. Now it's kind of a slow crash, but it's just when they come back up the racetrack entering 3, that's when it gets kind of extreme. And Noah Clifton went upside down in the 17. However, I think he was able to drive away. So good thing for that, for him on that. But I do not believe he'll be able to continue as he did come down the pit road. Ryan Madden won the race off of the pit road. And we'll get to the restart here at the Kentucky Speedway. Back here at the Kentucky Speedway for the Kentucky 80K, race 13 in the 2016 Haas IndyCar Series. Ryan Madden won the race off of the pit road under that cycle of pit stops under the caution. Audra Baranowskis is second. Devin Cook, James Richardson, Tyler Salzman, our last winner, Matt Deal. That is Matt Dalio. Got Josh Crash, Davey Johnson, and Alice Johannes, the top 10. Elijah Gordon came into the pit road first. He currently sits in 15th. The only 2 guys getting knocked out in this crash, I do believe, are the 67 and the 17. So we still have 23 cars on the racetrack. We're back to racing. Ryan Madden trying to hold off Baranowskis. It's not going to happen. Audra Baranowskis to the inside. She's going to take the lead on lap 10, which is the car number she drives here in the Haas IndyCar Series. Got James Richardson in the 22. A great driver there, winning the last Aero Electric Pro Series Championship on this channel. However, I do believe that Tristan Allen, Knight NASCAR, is going to take over the Aero Electric Pro Series and the HERS Elimination Series probably in a few months, so I'm looking forward to seeing that over on his channel. He'll do a great job, and yeah, those series are most likely not dead anymore. Anyways, here comes Josh Crash in the 2 to the inside of Matt Deal, who got to the inside of Audra Baranowskis. And here comes, I believe that's Devin Cook in the 21 to the inside of Josh Crash for the lead. Now 4 wide back in here. And I was looking to see where James Richardson was in the points, and he's okay. Ryan Madden's also doing good in the points. Madden is 7th, and Richardson is in 8th. And I'll watch out for these guys. They're going 4 wide down the back. That's Dalio, Johnson, or Marty Johnson, I should say, Matt Deal, and Josh Crash. But the thing is, they pass so frequently that it really sorts itself out pretty quickly. But sometimes they don't sort it out in time. Anyways, there goes Josh Marzak to the inside of Stuart Gratton and Nicholas Samadeo. Here comes Alice Johannes in the 25. And we got Elijah Gordon moving his way back up through the field. The points leader, but he's not going to be able to get to that inside. Johannes is going to take the lead. Ryan Madden in the 28. Cameron Gaju, our pole sitter, in the 7 to the inside. And I got Richardson here in the number 22, won here at the Kentucky Speedway with Jesse Turner driving it last season. So maybe this 22 is a good ride here for this racetrack, but this is just a wild card race. You just got to be in the right place at the right time. And lots of times you probably won't be in that place. Alice Johannes still out front in the 25. She's trying to go 2 in a row for leading laps. It's not an easy thing to do at a racetrack like this, but she is going to be able to pull it off. 2 in a row for the laps led for the number 25. Here comes the number 2 of Josh Crash to the inside of Cameron Garlington. We got Davey Johnson with Matt Deal right behind him, going for second place. Got 4 wide. Oh boy, that's close between Selsman and I think that's Samadeo, and in the wall goes a lot of cars. Richardson in the fence, Ryan Madden, Tyler Selsman, points leader Elijah Gordon involved, pole sitter Cameron Gaju, Devin Cook, and Ryan Searless. Ah, man. Well, who's left? I will like to say this is a little better than the Chicagoland race. Now, we're getting decently long green flag runs, but still, these mile-and-a-half tracks, with the exception of Texas, these mile-and-a-half tracks have just been insane. But yeah, it's okay, you know, it's fine. I mean, I'm recording this 3 hours before it's supposed to be uploaded, so I don't have time to go back and redo it. Anyways, Alice Johannes is going to lead him down the pit lane, and we don't really have many guys truly left in this thing that haven't been involved in the crash. Anyways, we'll follow with her and see where she comes out in relation to everybody else on the racetrack. And then we'll go ahead and review the second crash and the second caution of this race. We aren't even quite halfway through this one yet, but hopefully this crash knocks some people out so we can have a smaller field. And a close battle between 2 veterans. Davey Johnson will win the race off of the pit road, and he beats Matt Dalio to the line, and he will restart first when we do get to that restart. Anyways, let's go ahead and review the crash. That knocked out, well, that will knock out a few guys, but, yeah, you know what I mean. So this is where it happens, down the backstretch. You see, they're going 5 wide there. Now, Nicholas Samadeo can move out of the way here of Tyler Selsman. He can kind of go low, brake check a little bit, but he doesn't. And Selsman kind of tries to come down to block him, and he just clips right into the number 9. And, you know, I really hate crashes like this, where they go down into the apron and they slide back up into the field. Ryan Madden, James Richardson, Audra Baranowskis, Cameron Gaju, Nicholas Samadeo, Devin Cook. You see Richardson in the catch fence, Elijah Gordon. And who's that guy at the back there? That's Ryan Searless. Yeah, but that was just a street sweeper right there. Tyler Selsman just went up into the field and completely took the field out. A tough break, especially for guys like Richardson and Madden, who are kind of up there in the points. And you got Elijah Gordon also getting involved in this, and Davey Johnson is leading. So Elijah Gordon could lose the points lead at the end of this one to Davey Johnson, who is currently leading in this field. Now you see Stapleton, Chris Dodd, and Nicholas Gratton get involved, but however, they were slow because they were involved in the caution earlier. Now you look at this, got a little bit of ARCA brakes going on there as Stapleton kind of ran into Elijah Gordon and Tyler Selsman. So yeah, how many drivers have not been involved in the crash? You see Devin Cook in the fence as well. Let's see, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I would like to assume that's it. 9 drivers have not been involved in the crash today. Just 9. And I bet you one of those 9 is going to get the victory. But anyways, let's go ahead and review it a little bit more, and then we'll get to the restart here in the Kentucky 80K. So this was not a good crash for most. If you're behind Tyler Selzman at this point, most likely you were involved. I think the only guy back in here that did not get involved, only 2 guys, were Stuart Gratton and Josh Marzak. But everybody else behind Selzman and Sam Adio there got involved in this one. And the big one here is definitely Elijah Gordon, who comes into this race the points leader. And he is on the verge of possibly losing his points lead to Davey Johnson, who will restart first here in the Kentucky, where is he? There he is, in the Kentucky 80K. Let's get to that restart right now. And we're back here at the Kentucky Speedway with Davey Johnson trying to take the points lead from Elijah Gordon, who was involved in that crash. He's leading right now. We got Matt Dahlia running at second, Nathan Stapleton, Alice Johannes, Cameron Garlington, another one of those guys in the points. And how about this? Nathan Stapleton was involved in that first crash, and he's running third, so he's got a shot at getting some good points here today in that 98. But Cameron Garlington, Stuart Gratton, Josh Crash, Matt Deal, Josh Marzak, and Marty Johnson, the top 10. And then we got 6 cars behind that. We only have 16 cars left on the racetrack after that crash. That crash wiped out a lot of guys. Elijah Gordon, the points leader, is out of the race. So a huge opportunity for guys like Davey Johnson, Nathan Stapleton, and Cameron Garlington to jump their way through the points pretty good here tonight. Anyways, Matt Dallio in the 14 takes the lead from Davey Johnson. I do believe that Stapleton has too much damage to really continue well. And we're going to have probably about 9 guys in a lead pack here. So we should be good to go to the end of the race without getting another caution. But it's going to be between these 9 guys, see who gets the victory in this race. Davey Johnson back out front. Here comes Matt Deal. Now Matt Deal is going for his 3rd win of the season here. And he won the first Road America race. He won at Chicagoland on Wednesday, and here he is, without any damage, looking to get his 3rd win of the season. If he could pull that off, he might become part of this championship battle here. He comes to this race with 277 points, and Elijah Gordon has 351. I mean, Matt Deal has a shot if he can get this win, but probably just a little too much. But still, Matt Deal has another shot at getting his 3rd win of the season. Cameron Garlington also the same way. I'm pretty sure those are the only 2 drivers to win multiple races so far this season. Now here's a guy who hasn't had much luck at all. Josh Marzak in the 15. And yeah, of all the guys who have made start in every single race, he's last in the points. But hey, you know what? He didn't crash in this race, and here he is running in the lead draft. He'll get a top 10. And looking good for the 15. Here comes the 25 of Alice Johannes. She came into the season midway, and she's done a good job. She did really good at Road America, getting through that field pretty well. And she's avoided much contact here today, and she's running well with the rest of the leaders. Cameron Garlington to the inside, Matt Deal, Davey Johnson, Stuart Gratton on the inside there. And we may possibly run into lap traffic before this thing is over. And, hey, we're going to have the Daytona 500 in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series about a week from now. Sign-ups are tonight for that. But we're going to have the Daytona 500 in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series here soon. And that race always has to do with lap traffic. Lap traffic always gets in the way in that race. And it might get in the way here. I mean, Selzman is running really, really slow on this 83. Hopefully that does not cause an incident, but we're definitely going to catch up to him within the next lap or so. Matt Deal out front. Josh Crash, Josh Marzak. Here comes Alice Johannes on the inside. And they're going to catch up to Tyler Selzman through the trial. Well, they're going to split him, and they're going to be able to get away with it very well. Nice job by those guys avoiding contact with the 83. However, he's going slow enough that we can catch up to him again before this race ends. Just going to have to see. There goes Josh Marzak to the inside of Josh Crash for the lead. Here comes Alice Johannes in the 25. Matt Dallio. Dallio hasn't really been doing too good in the points lately, but if he can get a win, he'll have a shot. We're kind of coming up on Matt Tuck, another slow car here in this field. This is going to be interesting. Oh, boy! Johannes got slowed up by the 27, and she is going to fall back a little bit in the 25. That's definitely going to split the pack up a little bit. They're a little more spread out, and that's going to favor Matt Dallio. But here comes Cameron Garlington in the 77 here. You got Davey Johnson here as well, trying to take the points lead. I think he will take the points lead anyways. If he can get a third-place finish here, Elijah Gordon's already out of the race. If Davey Johnson can get a third-place finish, or better, you know, I think he's going to take the points lead anyway. So it's looking like Davey Johnson's going to be the points leader with 2 races left in the season. But hey, we still got a little ways to go in this one, and it's still anybody's game here at Kentucky. Matt Dalio trying to hold off the 33, trying to get the run on the outside. He might be able to pull it off, but Davey Johnson's going to get the run to the inside and take the lead with 6 laps to go. Here comes Matt Deal in the 20. He's going to go to the inside of Davey Johnson. And I just realized, if you took Matt Deal's name and added an O, you could spell Matt Dalio. But their names are very, very similar. Matt Deal, Matt Dalio. Very similar. Very similar. There goes Josh Crash to the inside. Josh Crash won the opening race of the season at the Indianapolis road course. And here he is trying to get his second win of the season. Stuart Gratton. It's been way too long since he's won a race here on Napa Fan. Let's give him a win, please. Sometime. Maybe not necessarily in this race, but I'd like to see him get a win, especially in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, because he hasn't won in that series since season 1. That was well over a year ago. Here comes Matt Dalio back to the inside. Alice Johannes in the 25 with Cameron Garlington behind her. And it is still these 9 drivers. We haven't really talked about Marty Johnson, though. He's been about the only guy in this pack who hasn't gone up front and taken the lead yet. But he's in this pack running in the top 10, and he's got a shot at getting this win. All 9 of these guys have a shot at getting this win here at Kentucky. I'm sure Marzak is probably watching and really, really, really hoping he can get this win. But you know what? It is what it is. We're closing up on Elijah, or no, that's not Elijah Gordon. That is Garrett Pick and Tyler Selsman again. Oh, boy, they're going 4 wide trying to get around Selsman. And Marzak's going to take the lead with Davey Johnson right behind him. Oh, boy, Selsman really got in the way, and Garrett Pick's still in the way here. And it's a 2-car breakaway between Josh Marzak and Davey Johnson, and I don't know if anybody else is going to be able to catch up here. It's going to be between the 33 and the 15 for the win. It's 2 laps to go here at Kentucky, and Davey Johnson is trying to get his first win of the season. He's been one of the most consistent guys all season long, but he hasn't gotten a win yet. And a win would definitely help this 33 in the points. But will he be able to hold off everybody behind him? Let's not count out Matt Deal in the 20. You know, he's good. He's already gotten 2 wins this season. White flag for Davey Johnson at Kentucky. I think Davey Johnson won an ARCA Series race here back in January. But ARCA Series, those are stock cars. They're much different than these Indy cars. Anyways, Davey Johnson, I think he has enough to get around Matt Tuck here if he does catch up to him. Oh, he's going high on the racetrack, though, and here comes Matt Dalio. And, oh, boy, he almost got in the Matt Tuck there. They're side by side. Davey Johnson gets it done here at Kentucky, just barely over Matt Dalio. My goodness. Davey Johnson got stuck behind Matt Tuck there. He had to go to the outside. He almost got into the 27, but he was able to get around him. Dalio had a great run to the inside, but could not get it done. And Davey Johnson, your new points leader here in the Haas IndyCar Series, gets his first win of the season. Well, that was a nice race. I mean, looking at that, you might not necessarily think it was a nice race, but we only had 2 crashes in this race, and because we wiped out so many guys in that second crash, we were able to race this thing to the end without another caution because there were only a few cars left on the racetrack. But hey, you know what? It was good, and Davey Johnson, he wants this championship, and he's going to get a good shot at getting it here. The points leader with 2 races left in the season gets the victory in the Kentucky 80K. Matt Dalio, a very close second place. Josh Marzak third. Josh Crash, Cameron Garlington, Matt Deal, Stuart Gratton, Alice Johannes, Marty Johnson, and Chris Dodd, the top 10. Take a look at the rest of the results right there. And quite a few guys knocked out in this race, including points leader, or who was the points leader coming into this race, Elijah Gordon in the number 34. However, he will most likely not be the points leader at the end of this one because Davey Johnson, who was only 12 points behind him heading into this race, got the victory, and that's 50 points towards the championship. So Davey Johnson should be the new points leader at the end of the day. But anyways, thank you guys very much for watching. Now remember, tonight we got a lot of sign-ups and all that for the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, Turkey Hill Series, Napa Truck Series, and NRLOA Hobby Stone. I'm going crazy, but hey, you know what? I'm a nice crazy guy, you know what I mean? yeah, you know what I mean. But anyways, hope you guys stick around for that later tonight, starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And I hope you guys get the car you want. And, of course, if you can't make it and you're an NRLOA member or a 4-season Chick-fil-A Cup Series veteran, you can go ahead and message me and let me know that you can't make it, and I'll fill you in for a car so you don't miss out on the fun we'll be having this summer right here on Napa Fan. But anyways, congratulations to Davey Johnson for getting the victory here at the Kentucky Speedway, and that is it for me. So here are the points for the Haas IndyCar Series. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you guys later.